Hey, everybody. This is Brent editing the podcast to tell you that here at the YouTube portion of it, the video portion actually does exist, but not for the first 5 minutes because I forgot to turn on the camera for the first 5 minutes of the podcast. Hey, listen, they pay me to look good. They don't pay me to know how to do anything. So, getting their money's worth today. Anyway, enjoy the show.
Here we go.
You saved the last episode?
Yeah. Of course I did. I'm professional, bro. That's what I do.
Are you?
Yeah, motherfucker. You know how I get down. Don't play. Don't play.
Are you?
Fran definitely fell asleep. She is not awake. She on this live showing love, but she's sleeping. Fran, ¿cómo estás? Why you keep playing that music, man? What's wrong with you? Hey. Relax. Don't wink at me. Don't ever wink at me.
I'm not winking at you.
Legs hurt, don't they? Damn, it's crazy. You got a whole different outfit, but your legs still hurt? Wow.
Yeah, soreness lasts forever.
It lasts for multiple weeks, huh?
Soreness lasts forever.
That's great. Waka.
But that tight ass I'm gonna have
Leany.
when it finally when leg day finally pays off.
Listen, man, I think that you working out as hard as you are right now, I think it's a good thing. What are you doing?
Do you mind getting closer over?
You want me to get scoot this way or that way?
This way.
You want me to get closer to you? Get closer.
Or move that over.
I'm burning.
Because on that camera we're good.
I'm ready.
There you go. You know what song?
Had enough.
Ready to do what?
Podcast? I'm ready to. Oh, you're setting me up for that. You want me to say it. I'm ready to podcast hard.
Ready to do what, Trey?
Podcast. That's not it.
See, I will murder you where you stand. I'm not allowed to say it.
I'm sitting down though.
I will murder you where you sit.
Oops, don't want to show the. Hey, don't look down there, baby. You know what happens if you look at it. You know what happens, don't you?
See the.
I hit
it. How did we even get here? Cause I swear I don't recognize shit here.
See the marinara sauce stains from when you had spaghetti last night?
Okay, y'all know that.
You know what random ass 2000 song popped in my head the other day?
Hi, Waka.
Fucking, I can read your mind, babe.
Hey, I know what you're thinking.
I know what you're thinking.
Hey, it's alright.
It's alright.
It's alright.
Alright.
Let me tell you, I sound terrible right now. I really need to get back on my T-shit.
That song popped in my head randomly the other day.
Who sings that song? He just asked.
I had to look it up.
Wait, don't tell me. Do
you want a clue?
Keep talking. Just like I'm gonna keep playing it in my head.
Bum 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 bum.
I'm not gonna hear it. Don't talk about something else. Stop it.
So Trey's trying to think of who sang that song. The person who sang that song was an R&B artist in the 2000s, early to mid 2000s. You haven't really heard much from him since then.
I have no idea. I have no fucking clue who that is.
I'll give you a clue. R. Kelly tried to frame him for the P-tape with the 14-year-old.
What?
Yes.
No, this is not my fucking cousin.
Leany.
Because
he tried to...
Wait. I translated one. No. Hell no.
Oh, they're asking if I'm your cousin?
Yes.
We don't all look alike.
You drank all the coffee? I didn't.
Yes, this is coffee.
It's podcast time. This is water. Mm-hmm. This is what Trey. I am Trey, and this is what Trey.
Strong coffee.
Did you press record on the thing? I don't see no light.
I didn't.
God damn it, Brent. Motherfucker, I'm gonna fire your ass.
I earned this one.
Oh! He hurts. See? He didn't even do his job. I just looked up and I saw the light on. Hello, YouTube. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. We've already played about 27 minutes of funny shit.
No, not 27 minutes. More like 7 minutes.
Missed all the amazing content, Waka. Just a fuck up. Do you want to do a podcast, Waka?
We were talking about...
Hold on, excuse me. I'm trying to talk to my new podcast partner because you fucked up too many times. I'm sick of this shit. No, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, okay? The bills need to be paid on time, and you ain't going up with your rent.
Trey, baby, I told you.
Hand off me, Trey. Get your goddamn hand off me.
Trey, baby,
man.
don't be like that.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, goddammit. This is too much.
You all see how he treats me on the live stream? Do you all see how he treats me on the live stream?
You know what I did, Brent? I hit it. Now I got to do that for you because you fucked up. I got to do that for that one. That's your fault.
Did you see? Did you see the YouTuber who was live streaming and his crazy ex-girlfriend came over?
What?
And like they called the cops on him and everything.
Who are you?
We are the How Do We Even Get Here crew. Look
are.
us up everywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just find How Did We Even Get Here, and we're on your favorite YouTube.
First off,
or on your
she
favorite podcast.
only speaks partial English.
Great.
She speaks Portuguese, but I will send you a link. I got you. I'll send it to you.
So the person who sings that song,
Avant.
There you go.
Hey, let's go.
You don't remember R. Kelly tried to blame him for the original tape that came out?
Wait, who said Lenny was beautiful? Hold on, let me see. Stewart, you right. You
don't remember R. Kelly tried to blame Avant for the first tape?
I don't know.
It was a fleeting thing, but R. Kelly was like, "No, that was Avant."
That's crazy. I don't remember.
Because Avant apparently looked like him.
Where did his name just come from in my head? That's unbelievable. He was not there.
It was there somewhere. I could read your mind, babe.
I can read your mind.
I know what you're thinking. So he tried to blame him for that. It didn't go over, and then he later tried to blame his brother.
You gotta walk. He told us let him sing it. Make you admin. She's gonna kick people out. How do I do it, Lenny? I never actually made nobody admin. Let me see. Hold on.
So he's trying to get people to.
Set as admin.
There you go.
Oh,
set as
perfect.
admin.
There you go.
You're admin.
Lenny's an admin. Perfect.
So yeah.
Hey.
I know what you're thinking.
Stewart, you about to kick your ass out.
It's alright, baby.
Sure, Walker. I'm adminning people right now. Hold on.
There was another
Boom.
mid 2000s R&B. Do you remember
Stewart, you got it too.
whoever sang Those Jeans? Bobby
And
something?
no
Is that Bobby Valentino?
Bobby Valentino.
Bobby Valentino.
Everything what you like, tell me is there. You know who that song applies to, by the
For
way?
me in those jeans.
You know who that applies to too?
Faith?
No.
Erica?
No.
I'm
Leanie.
all out of ideas.
Leanie.
Oh, I Leanie.
In those jeans. I'm telling you something, boy.
Baby, damn those jeans.
Fran too. Is Fran in here? Fran's still in here.
I like it. Tell me, is there any more room for me in
Actually,
those jeans?
no. Time out. That's Genuine. Bobby Valentino's song. A different song. That's Genuine. In Those Jeans is Genuine.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Let's take a look.
Bobby Valentino had a jeans song, but it was not that one. I promise you.
Oh, it is a Genuine song.
Oh, I know.
So who the hell?
Bobby Valentino said, "Slow down."
Oh, that's
I
right.
just wanna get to know you, but don't turn around, cause that pretty round thing.
Oh, that's the reference. That's the ass reference.
Yeah, that's what.
Slow it down. I just want to get to know
That
you.
dump truck. Hey,
And Tell Me apparently had a jeans line in it.
it did.
But don't turn
It's that
around
butterfly tattoo
and bless me
right
with
above your
beauty,
navel.
cutie.
Belly button's cute too, just like I like. Man, I forgot. Literally.
Why did we turn into How Do We Even Get Here in Park all of a sudden?
And like bad too. It's not even good. Like you sound bad. I'm listening to it. And I don't
beg
even
your
like
pardon.
It. No, you don't sound good.
I sound fantastic.
You sound better than I do.
You sound pitchy.
I'm
dog.
super pitchy. It's been a year. The world's been closed down. I've not used my instrument. I'm abusing my tool.
That's a good point. I
gotta get some tea.
I have not done karaoke.
I can't even sing no more.
No,
shit's gone. I used to be able to rap at least.
I used to have a nice little range too.
I did too.
I could do some high shit. If I like, there were some limits.
All right, here we go. What's your number? What's your go-to? You know my shit was start spreading the news.
Yes, I know.
I'm leaving.
It would be whatever.
today.
It would be whatever mood I was in.
Wait,
like
let's hit the part. Let's hit the part though. Okay, so this is my part. New York. So I can still kind of do it, but that shit was weird. I had to get first off. I could hear it, so I was see that note.
Yeah, I know.
I backed off. Okay, so what was your shit? What was your shit? Like, what did you used to use?
I had.
You did a lot, but what was your one though?
I didn't have.
But what was your one though?
Prince.
Okay, so which Prince though? But which one though? Because mine was Kiss.
Kiss.
Thank you, lady.
Raspberry Beret has a special place in my heart.
Why? Because you had one. You had one in your heart.
No, there was a girl. Actually, the first girl I took to karaoke.
What was her name?
It started with a T.
Did y'all hook up?
Yes.
How many
for
times?
a while. For the better part of a year.
How many times was that in a year?
I mean,
that noise.
4 or 5 times a session.
4 or 5 times a session.
Times.
So that's per time you saw her. How many times you see her in a week?
At the time? Mm-hmm. Average of 4.
So you talking about 16 smashes
average of 4
a week. You talking
on average.
A week.
On average.
A week. Pound town.
On
16
average.
times a week?
No, never that.
52 days a year?
Never that.
I mean, weeks in a year?
No, minus 1 week a month. So what's 12 times 3? 36?
12 times 3, 36, yes.
Yes,
that's
so
correct.
36.
Yes. Thank you, Lee.
36 weeks of the year.
36 weeks of the year? And 4 times a week, you're saying? Mm-hmm. For 36 times a year? That is a lot. Mm-hmm. It's a lot. So you're looking at like close to 150 range, maybe more? 154?
Definitely.
Somewhere in like 154?
More. You want to do this math?
Yes, do it.
This
I want
sex
to see
math?
now. I think it's 154.
You want to do this sex math?
I'm saying 154. You said 36.
I said an average of 4 times.
36 times 4. Just do 36 times 4 right now. It's 154, I think.
144.
144. Damn, I was close. God damn it, I'm right there. It's been a couple years and I'm sharp.
But that's not even the true number. So 4 times.
Stuart, support Leanie. She's great. She's fantastic.
Times, that's a week, right? Times 36 is.
If y'all are curious, he's talking about the amount of times he smashed.
576.
576 in a year
is a guesstimate.
So you think you tore it up 576 times a year, and,
yes.
And she broke up with you?
Yes.
What does that say about you?
That I didn't want monogamy or children.
It says that you ain't shit.
No, it says that I didn't want monogamy or children. Because I don't. Because that's why we broke up. Because she wanted monogamy and kids, and I didn't.
Mr. Stanley, thank you for joining. Appreciate you.
And, you know.
So why did we talk about her? I don't remember. I got distracted by. I wanted to hear.
You asked me. We were talking about karaoke, and you asked me my go-to.
Stuart don't believe you.
But see, I went through.
I don't believe me.
I went through these different pockets with my karaoke. Well, no, it's if the estimate is accurate, because it's not.
So you're telling me you think you had sex with a girl 576 times in the course of a year?
Probably.
Out of 365 days.
Yeah.
You think you had sex with her almost 1.3 times per day?
1.6.
You think you had sex with that woman that many times in the course of the year?
Yes.
What are you doing? Like 2 minutes per stroke?
No.
Like what is it? What are you doing?
No.
Man, he bullshit.
No.
Not a hope. Stuart don't believe you at all. Not a hope.
No. I know.
I don't believe him.
Listen.
I don't believe him, Stuart.
Listen, I know I don't look like.
I think he's full of shit.
I put it down. But I put it down.
Is he full of shit?
I will murder you where you sit.
He looked like he was good with that one.
I want you to understand. I will murder you where you sit. But yeah, no, I'm fucking tremendous in bed. That's one thing I don't have a problem bragging about. I'm tremendous in bed. My problem is the women that have sex with me the exact same way. The women that have sex with me are the exact same kinds of people that don't share our podcast. They love what we do. They just don't share it with anybody.
Gosh, I almost broke this thing again.
It's the same shit. You heard that noise?
I started doing that shit. I got so nervous.
Stop. Leave it alone.
Well, I touched the cord.
Leave it alone.
You should never touch the cord.
Get a new fucking mic. They're not that.
No, the mic's fine.
They're fucking not that expensive.
It's $168 plus tax.
Okay.
Expensive enough.
Okay.
Secondly, it still works perfectly. Our podcast sounds great. Higher quality than most podcasts.
Yeah.
Even so, because I know what I'm doing, okay?
Yes.
Which is just recording. I know the recording process. So I shut it down, you know what I'm saying?
Anyway, we're talking about karaoke songs.
Ladies will not do that, Stuart. You are correct.
Ladies won't do what?
I am absolutely with you. They are not having sex that many times in a year. Not having it. Not that many times in the course of it. You talking about 4 times per session.
Excuse me.
It's not happening.
Well, maybe we have different approaches in bed, because I
think so.
We've sat here and talked about our sexual exploits. If you go back to the Grown and Sexy episode, it's titled Grown and Sexy.
Grown and Sexy.
I think it's episode 52. I believe.
I have no idea what episode it is.
But if you go back to it, so maybe you're just not having as much, like maybe
not volume.
Maybe you're right.
Volume
you don't do volume.
That volume sounds
crazy. See, I have
man.
quality and volume.
See, I have quality, and it's enough that typically they're like. It's funny that you say that though, because you say they go to sleep a lot of time. Like I told you that weird thank you thing. Yeah. You're talking about like them going to sleep afterwards. So for me, I'm like, now that they go to bed, and it's like after that, it's pretty much like, all right, I don't think I can do anymore. I think I'm good. Like I've done enough. This is it. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't like, hey, they may say it, but then like their brain, their logic kicks in. It's like, no, I don't want to do that again. That was intense. I think I'm gonna relax.
Yeah, that's only happened to me once.
Them telling you that? Like,
I told you the girl that walked out like after the second time.
No, I remember that. But I'm saying like with the woman being like physically she can't do anymore because I've had that quite a few times in my life.
That
like,
literally just happened to me.
Are we talking?
That literally just happened to me this past. That literally just happened to me not too long ago.
I'm gonna shut up for a second and not go too far.
But see here's the difference. Here's where I am now as a lover.
Mm-hmm.
I don't push the subject. You know, if she's at the point where she needs a break, because again, I want her to enjoy herself, and I want her to enjoy herself as much as possible, as often as possible. So if she needs a little break, take a break. My dick will be here in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Like, it ain't going nowhere. Like, it'll still work in a little bit.
But see, that's the thing. That's different between me and you because 5-10 minutes ain't getting it done. Like, from what I've heard from the other side is all I'm saying.
What, refractory time?
Basically, yeah. They're like, no.
Need more time than that?
Yeah. It's like, no, I'm not doing. And it's not. I'm not a young boy. I'm not going in there just trying to. Let me show you. I can. Like I joke about Pound Town all the time. That concept that was young Trey. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a different version of me.
That terrible sounding town that you should never move to.
Pound Town, boy, you know about it.
I don't ever want this ear to work again. I want no.
Franny is definitely asleep, by the way. She's definitely knocked out. There's no way.
Imagine the dream she's gonna be having after she listens to this episode.
Yo, did you see what I just did?
No.
I used my mouse to try to scroll on Pico to see what's at the top.
Terrific. So here's what you have to understand about my background, my lineage.
Okay.
The lineage of where my dick comes from.
Let me break down the lineage.
So my
dick
on my mother's side,
uh-huh.
My grandfather, by the name of Dorsey Johnson.
Dorsey Johnson.
Born and raised.
All right, let's have a debate real quick.
Born and raised in Mississippi.
Hold on, before you get into Dorsey Johnson, let's have a debate about names. Mm-hmm. My grandfather's name was Stonewall Sykes.
Holy shit!
So Dorsey Johnson.
Did he fight? Did he fight for slavery? Was he the Confederacy?
Listen,
like did he go in there with the skin of a runaway slave on a fucking flagpole?
Bruh.
Kill these niggers!
This is the thing.
We're gonna get kicked off YouTube for that one.
You're definitely getting us off Bigo.
Like, did he?
Here's the thing. I don't fucking.
Was he the inspiration for Catcher Freeman?
The thing that got me about the name is that it was passed on.
Was he the one? Did he jump in front of lines to cut the foot off of runaway slaves? Is that what?
And he wasn't that guy at all. Like if you met him, he wasn't that guy at all. But the thing is, that name, that's Virginia right there. That's a perfect example of some.
Or was he the slave owner that snuck into the barracks one night?
Nah, he wasn't.
Snuck into the cabins.
Not in his bloodline. I think my grandmother's bloodline probably because that's where like people like you come from, the light skinned motherfuckers. But like, no, you light skinned. But with my grandmother
in Ireland, we'd both be stoned. Okay, Stuart would have to protect both.
Stuart got our back. Yeah,
Stuart would have to bro kick everybody.
Stuart fuck with us. He definitely fuck with me. I don't know about
in
you.
Ireland for us.
He likes me. He likes I have a radio voice. He probably thinks you're.
He must have too many pints.
All right, so talk about Dorsey. His name is Dorsey.
Dorsey
right?
Johnson.
Dorsey
born
Johnson.
and raised Mississippi.
Okay.
Labor. I mean hard labor is all he could.
Stoning is not legal.
Not legal here.
So we're good.
Is all he could do for a living.
Thank you, Stuart.
He ended up moving to California about midway through having children with his wife Mary, who, as far as any of the grandchildren know, both my grandparents hated each other with a fiery passion.
That's a bad reason to be with somebody.
And yet, Dorsey Johnson still managed to knock up my grandmother 14 times.
14.
Do you understand the sex drive you have to knock up a woman you hate and are too poor to take care of 14 times?
14 fucking times.
Do you know this kind of sex drive you have to have? You hate this person. You can barely afford the house that you are in, if you can even afford that. And you knock her up, a person you hate, 14 times.
No TV then. Right. No TV, Stuart. Zero
14
TV.
times.
14.
That's
stop
the
there
sex drive lineage I come from.
Let's,
so don't tell me about no 576.
Well, 576 in a year is still crazy for one person.
That's an average of 4 times a day.
Right.
And not even seeing
year.
And only seeing each other 4 times a week, 3 weeks out of the year.
But here's the thing.
That's not even the 4th week.
It's not that the sex drive isn't there.
That's not that much.
Physically, that the women were like, I can't take anymore. Like, this is too much. Like, you got to give me a break. Now, I guess that could be size, that could be stroke, that could be whatever. I don't know. I'm not trying to sit here and compare between the two of us. You know what I'm saying? From that perspective.
Let's hash this out. Let's just go. Let's do it right here on Beak. Let's just do it.
Y'all, you rip my headset out. I can't even hear. I just rip my.
Just shut up and let it happen. Just shut up and let it happen.
I'm the big one.
Just shut up and let it happen.
You done made me rip out the headset.
Just shut up and let it happen.
I can't even hear what's happening.
Nobody told you to reach for that. You better reach for that edge of that couch. You better reach for the edge of that couch.
Above me, bro. Let this shoulder do work. Let this shoulder do work.
The shoulder been doing work in the gym. Better reach for the edge of that couch.
So the arm again.
Anyway,
listen. Here's the thing. It's just what I've heard personally. Like, I've only known maybe one or two women my entire life, like my entire history, that were like, yeah, I could take it. And I looked at them like I was confused, honestly. Like, it kind of threw me off. Like, you can take this? Can you? It's like, ego check.
You turned into Vincent Mann all of a sudden?
Yeah, hey, you sure, buddy? I had to start talking different. Pal.
Listen, pal.
Yeah. Irish Princess, what up?
I don't know what you can take the rock.
Yeah, it threw me off. Like, I will say that, like, it definitely makes you adjust your game plan. Like, when you used to thugging, right? You get in there and you're like, I'm doing my thing. I'm out here killing the game.
And all of a sudden, she turn around and be like, oh.
Right. You like,
she start bouncing on her toes and you like,
your fucking scouter starts going on your face. You like, her power level is over 9,000. Like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, that shit is crazy. Like, that'll fuck you up, you know?
She turns around like, is that all you got? Right?
No, for real.
Huh?
What?
Yo,
so I actually had one that did that to me, and I legit was like, I kind of gulped because I never experienced that in my life.
Yeah.
Because I know what I do, I know who I am, right? So I'm in there, I'm doing my thing. Like, she damn near gave me the tap, like, hey. I felt like I was the one, like, leaned all of a sudden, like, what the hell? She just looked at me like, harder. I don't have anything left. I thought that was it. I was at full battery. She looking at me like, I'm like, oh, shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had to go home, do some push-ups and shit, get ready. All right, round 2, let's do this again.
Yeah, very Vincent Mann when Ric Flair came.
Right. I walked up, started with this, punch her right off the next time. Let's get right to it. Yeah.
and she just turned around.
Yeah, for real. Bro, yo, she was shrugging me off like she was Thanos or some shit. Like, get the shit out of here. What the fuck are you doing, Iron Man? Move.
Trying to fuck her. She turns around and is like,
thank you, Stuart. Have a good night, brother.
Turns around and is like, I don't know who you are.
Right. Yo, for real. It was
you took everything from me.
Nah, it was the craziest shit in the world. Like, that's one of those things. You talk about an ego check and keeping you straight. Like, that shit caught me. I was like, ooh, okay. All right. Let me.
I think it was a little too much for Stuart.
It is. He did say it was 2 a.m. like 3 hours ago.
Good point.
Yeah, it's late as
Hey, Stuart, get your game up, homie. 4 times in 576. 576 in 2021. That's what we're doing. 576 in 2021.
Stuart, don't believe that shit.
That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. That's only 4 times a day.
3:40 a.m. Look at him. Another hour.
Hold on.
Stuart, don't pay attention. Now.
That's only 1.5 times per day, buddy.
Stuart, just have a
That's 1.5 times per day.
Stuart, have yourself a good night. Don't worry about Brent. He's an idiot.
You want to divide that by 52? That's 11 times a week, buddy.
He said there's a lockdown. Relax.
That's 11 times a week divided by 7. Still 1.5 times per day. That's all you got to do. Twice. There's 3 times every other day.
Stuart, you should just go, man.
Simple.
He's not gonna stop. He's just gonna keep saying stupid numbers.
It's easy.
He's gonna break it down to hours and minutes.
That's what we in the gym business call light work.
Don't worry about it.
That's light work.
He doesn't know anything. Irish. And we got another Irishman in here. Stuart's leaving, but we have another Irishman.
Faith and Megora.
By the way, who the fuck is this guy? This is Irish Draco. What's up, man?
Hold on, I can do a little bit of an Irish accent. Hold on, give me a sec. Keep
Give me
talking.
something. What you got? So. Anyway, this is the How Do We Even Get Here podcast for everybody that's wondering on Bigo that just keeps stumbling into the room and like, yo, who are these dudes and what are they talking about? This is the How Do We Even Get Here podcast. We record it every week and we release on Thursdays in America. I don't know what time Brent puts it out, but typically 12.
Midnight. Every Thursday.
So he drops it midnight every Thursday, and that's coming off of Wednesday midnight, right?
Huh?
Like early.
Yes, as soon as the strike clock strikes midnight on
it's
the
a podcast.
west.
It's a podcast. You gotta talk good. You gotta
as soon as the clock strikes midnight
go.
on Thursdays, the podcast should be up.
Stuart wants to hear your Irish accent. He said no, you can't. He doesn't believe you. He did a really good English accent. Here we go, Stuart. You judge it. 1 to 10, Stuart. Please give us a 1 to 10 before you leave.
And shepherds we shall be for thee, my lord, for thee. Power hath descended forth from thy hand. that our feet may swiftly carry out thy command. So we shall flow a river forth to thee, and teeming with so shall it ever be. In nomine Patrius et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
1 to 10, Stuart, what you got? He gave you a heart.
That's straight from the Boondock Saints.
He liked it. He gave you a heart, but what was it? He gave you a 3.
Who the fuck is this guy?
He's Stuart. This is Stuart.
Who the fuck is Stuart?
Hey, Stuart, look, have a good night, man. Don't get caught up on our bullshit.
You act like you've never seen the Boondock Saints, mate.
I thought it was pretty good, but it could have been Scottish. It sounded a little Scottish to me.
They're all the same. They all look alike to us.
Oh, okay.
And we can say that. What the hell were we talking about?
No, that's not how you say
How
that.
do we even get here?
That's the podcast.
Karaoke songs.
Damn, it was.
So
yeah.
I went through this pocket where when I was doing it on a regular basis, because I was rooming with a karaoke
this
DJ.
Is only right. Doing it well. Because we talked about
I don't know the rap.
I
don't know the rap verse. I don't know the rap. I don't know the lyrics.
No, we talked about it last time. It was only right.
Yes, but I do know Hey Lover. But I went through there was one little pocket where I was like, I feel like I could hit
so I can't do
Luther notes. And I could.
There
was a little pocket where I could hit Luther notes.
That.
And so I was doing Luther songs on a semi-regular basis.
Damn Corona, man.
I was doing Luther songs.
Took me out of my pocket, bro. Because I swear to you, I had gotten,
Lately, love.
You feel that? See, that's what I'm talking about.
It was right. It was right as I started.
Because that's the beginning, right? So that's what was happening to me when we were singing on the other one, right? I'm like,
lately, love keeps keeping me awake at night. I'm not hitting it. I'm not hitting it at all.
Right?
I'm not hitting it at all.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm so far away from it.
That's what I'm saying to you.
It's right. It's like right here.
Right.
And then tossing and turning, my love. Wanna keep me tight. Ooh, when I found you. I can't. I'm not. It's not there. It's a little nasally right now.
Listen, that's how I feel. But my point is.
But there was a pocket.
There was a point
where I could definitely, and I build up. I love to stop. I was hitting the notes and everything.
Not there. Stop doing it.
I'm not there now.
How did we even
way
get
out
here?
of practice?
You know how? Corona
I'm way out of practice.
Because we was karaoke monsters.
I'm
for a
way
while
out of practice. There were my limits though, where I could only go as high as like Michael Jackson. And really only Dirty Diana, because that was a relatively low song considering for Michael. And I could go like deep and gravelly, but only like once. Once I did it blew up my voice. So I could do. So people liked me doing Joe Cocker's version of With a Little Help from My Friends, the theme from the Wonder Years.
Don't say Cockers to me.
What would you do? And this is not the full version. If I sang out of tune, right? But the problem was he screeched and screamed so much it destroyed your voice afterwards.
Yeah, scratched it all.
So anything you tried to sing or say afterwards, it was a rap. You can't. You got
There's no coming back from that.
Right. So those were my two limits. If you heard me do, and I barely ever did the Michael one, but if you heard me do With a Little Help from My Friends, I was not singing again for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Or I was rapping.
What was my song like that? I had one like that. It was Kiss, I think. Because I had to sing so high for my voice.
Very high.
And
very high.
I have a low timbre.
And Kiss is too high for me.
Right.
I can't fuck with Kiss.
So I could do it. I could do it, but I haven't done that shit in so long. I can't do it right now. I don't even have it. I feel that little spot.
Beautiful.
I'm trying to get
That's
to the
too
hook.
high.
No, I know, but I don't like that.
Don't
moment,
have to be
that's not
rich
it. Too much.
to be my girl. You don't have to. I can't do it right
now.
I could never do it.
crazy.
Even in my singing prime, I can never get that high.
So that's the weird thing about my voice, right? My vocal range. I can go from doing something like that and Frank Sinatra, right? There's those variants that are so different. Cause
see, one thing I noticed, and I'm not even a professional singer.
Valentine.
The crooners,
the
crooner songs were easier on your voice.
Light work.
It was light work on your voice. It was easier on your voice.
Yeah, as a rapper.
So much easier on your voice than anything else.
That's why I could sing Frank Sinatra. Like, people were always confused. But when I go into some... I walk up. My funny Valentine. And they oh.
See, my deepest...
Sweet comic Valentine.
Speaking of that song, my deepest voice version was the T.C. Carson version of that song. Kyle Barker from Living Single.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that.
See, I'm not even there yet. I'm not even there anymore.
You went with the This 2 episodes in a row we sang it for no reason, by the way.
Is your figure a little less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak,
That's all.
baby?
You gotta stop singing that.
Yeah, I'm not there. I'm not there anymore. I'm out of practice. I'm way too out of
And
practice.
that's how I feel. Which is fun. Isn't that a weird? That's a strange COVID effect.
Open it to speak, girl. Nope. Are you smart?
Stop that.
Yeah, I'm not there. I'm not there.
You're scaring everybody away.
I'm not there.
Fran is the only person still here.
I'm not there anymore.
And Fran is not really here. She's asleep.
But I will say this. To the audience here and the audience at Bigo. The T.C. Carson version of My Funny Valentine is by far the best version of My Funny Valentine ever recorded.
Mason Neb, what up?
Ever recorded. T.C. Carson, My Funny Valentine.
I had to check it out.
The best version.
I haven't actually listened to it, but yeah, it's interesting, man. It's definitely
But I can't do that shit anymore.
yeah, I gotta start drinking
so
tea
out
again.
of practice.
Me too, and I didn't realize until like last week, I think, because I went to go sing something, and I was like, damn, I sound bad.
Did you start even changing the things that you drank when you would go to karaoke?
Oh yeah.
Because certain things were
Make
better
your throat
for your
feel certain way.
voice.
Yeah.
Like you would get like a brandy or some shit, like a
To
smooth
warm it up,
brown liquor.
Well, it's because so like for people at home that don't know, the listeners and shit on the podcast,
Or something with lemon in it.
we would do it all the time. Like we were at karaoke, like they had 2 a day,
2 a week.
2 a week. I mean,
Most people didn't go
start.
to the second week.
Right.
Actually,
What's it,
3 a
first?
week. Sundays, Fridays, and
they had
Wednesdays.
Stash too, right? Or
Yes.
not Stash? Was it Stash?
Stash, yeah.
Stash bar, yeah. So for me, I was doing Bruno. What up? I was doing Clancy's both times,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it was Wednesdays and Fridays for me, but that was like regularly. And then I was making music, so I was actually singing myself, like random stuff, and working my voice a lot.
Yeah.
But the only thing I do that works my voice actively right now is this podcast.
Yeah.
And the amount of phone calls I yield or field in the course of like a week, that too. But as far as like actually working my muscle and speaking like consistently, that's the only thing that I've done. So I haven't even been rapping. You know what I'm saying? And rapping is a different muscle and skill set than singing.
You never hit Fat Joe back? You never got on that on that Def Jam thing that they sent you the other day?
Nah, I leaned back. Because that shit was not.
You know my niggas don't dance. We just pull up pants
That
and
motherfucker said,
do the rock.
He told me something 500. Sarah, what up? Told me something 500. Who's still in here? Let me see. Who we got in here?
By the way, while
Yuri's
he's
back.
doing all that Bigo shit, I do want to bring something up. So,
Sarah, Yuri.
one of the earliest conversations we had on this podcast
Mm-hmm.
was about Hollywood dynasties.
Oh yeah. I remember that
And-
conversation. I like that episode.
There's a group that I follow on Facebook that are just now hopping on this train. There's this like black nerd group, and they're like, "Yo, did you know Kim Fields and her mama and her sister have been dominating television for all these years?" And I'm like, y'all late to the party.
Y'all
How did we
late.
even get here? So shout out,
Jay, what up?
Shout out to the Facebook group, the black Facebook group that was talking about the Hollywood dynasties. We've been on this shit forever. Now you hop on the how do we even get here bandwagon.
Yeah,
and
we
get
out
on
here.
this shit forever.
We've been out here doing this
You
shit.
need to charge your phone, buddy, because that shit's gonna die. on
It's
you.
on 20%. We got enough time.
Okay.
I knew it was low, and that's why I charged in between time. I knew.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, brother? Glad to hear you doing well. We're in the middle of our podcast here. Second episode. You missed
Yes.
the first one, but we on the second episode. We've been burning through some topics. We were talking about how bad our vocals have gotten during quarantine. It's like they've gotten pretty trash.
See, that one we'd have to actually do some research on. I'm gonna hit you
Which
with
one?
that one a little bit later.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. I'm looking at your phone, but I don't want to see. Yeah, it's a good time. We've been.
I don't even know that there are 10 things.
10
So maybe we can do this.
What is it?
Because there may not even be 10 whole things.
Hit me. What you got? Oh, I got one.
Okay.
You want to do mine?
Sure.
Okay, this is fun. This is a wrestling topic.
Okay.
Figured you like this one. I was watching the '97 Royal Rumble,
Okay.
and I was thinking to myself, "Damn."
Breakout performance by Austin.
Yep. And I was thinking to
Breakout.
myself, "Damn, this is so entertaining."
Yes, it is.
And why was it entertaining to me, Brent? Because it wasn't so scripted. It was raw. No pun intended.
correct.
It was very, very, very raw. Like there
Yes.
was wrestling that was awkward. There was like tackles and takedowns to the mat. that
Sometimes it
were
looked like
weird.
an actual fight.
It did a couple of times, and I'm watching the match the other night.
An
and I was
actual
like,
struggle.
I wrote this down. It's on my phone, but I just remembered it right now. But my phone's right here. I'm looking for it. I'm like pointing over here and shit. But yeah, it legitimately. I was watching the shit, and I'm just like, bro. And then Austin clearing the ring and then sitting up there, looking at his fucking
Doing
watch,
push-ups.
like, yeah, let's do this shit. Come on. I'm like, yo.
And then when Brett's music hits,
Right. The shock and awe. Same thing when Owen came out. He's like, oh, it's about to get real. Like, it's about to go down. You know what I mean? Like, certain people you can tell who he respected versus who was like, whatever. Mm-hmm. So, like, I was thinking about that and thinking how much different wrestling from that era and what you felt during that time. I know we were younger, but even watching that as an adult now and looking back, like, damn, that was classic shit right there. Mm-hmm. And they still had the corny characters. They were just
they sure did.
They were just maneuvering out of them, but they still had a few hanger-oners, so to say.
I think Duke the Dumpster was still hanging on.
Yep, it was some people like that because I'm like,
barely.
I was sitting there like, who the fuck is this guy? That was going through my head. So, it was mad entertaining though, and I was like, you know what? That's funny because this is the year before I started watching. Mm-hmm. But man, was that shit entertaining? Like you could just see it.
First off, you should probably watch that year before you started watching because there's a lot of little.
Well, that starts in
that 97-ish
January though.
There are a lot of but there are a lot of little things that happen that like that's like that builds that shit up. Mm-hmm. You're not wrong. Like wrestling professionals know this too. Mm-hmm. Like especially the older school wrestling professionals. Mm-hmm. For those on Bigo who don't know, I'm a former professional wrestler / professional wrestling manager. So like I've actually been in a ring. I've actually been in a ring with some notable people. Good evening, Sarah.
Good evening, lovely.
So like I've broken bones in wrestling. So like
let's show him. Let me see.
And actually, this finger still fucks up. But actually, no, that was different. Anyway. But yeah, wrestling professionals, and there's a thing in professional wrestling right now. It's cool amongst a lot of the marks to hate Jim Cornette because Jim Cornette says things.
Isn't that your guy?
He says things pretty outlandishly.
Lucy.
Here's the thing about Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette is wrong about some things. But about professional wrestling, he's 99% correct. How he says it you may not like how he says it, but he's right. And one of the things here's what nobody really talks about: Stephanie McMahon's influence on the product in recent years. Stephanie McMahon. You're talking
about the women's side.
No, I'm talking about period. About the product in general.
Okay.
Stephanie McMahon is a business major. Stephanie McMahon, before we saw her on television, went to college on a business major. She is corporate. She's got a corporation fetish. Mm-hmm. So everything she does is for the corporate well-being of the WWE, not for the creative well-being of the WWE. Mm-hmm. And over the years, particularly over the last couple years, what she's done has emerged a little bit better now. So WWE right now has some of the wrestling in general has some of the lowest ratings it's ever had in the history of the television era.
Thank you, Lucy.
Lowest pay-per-view buys, even before the pandemic. Lowest draws in terms of getting people into the stands for events and stuff like that. And yet WWE has still managed to make money, even after the pandemic era, when they couldn't even sell tickets. Their most profitable year, I think, ever.
Yeah.
You know how?
Yeah.
Because of business shit.
Yeah.
Because they don't care about the wrestling anymore. It's a cheap product to sell to networks. Right. That's why in the US, the WWE network is going over to Peacock, which is a terrible system.
I saw that actually.
Peacock is a horrible app, yet they sold it for $1 billion.
Hugs.
Fucking Fox, SmackDown on Fox. It's cheap programming.
Yeah.
And they got $1 billion deal out of that. So they are
That'll keep you alive.
So they're still making, but here's the thing. They've turned how they make money into these backroom corporate deals. And that's how they keep making money. So they don't care what they do on television, which is why wrestling fans who still watch it even say the product sucks now. Yeah. Even the alternate AEW isn't particularly great, like all these different things. It doesn't matter to them because what you were talking about with that 97 Rumble, it was an entirely different way of doing business. An entirely wholly different way of doing business that is not in practice anymore because it doesn't need to be.
Okay, well,
that's the problem.
You just keep,
I knew that was going to happen.
Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. Don't worry about it.
I knew that was.
Why are you worried about it? No, don't worry about it. I said keep going.
So that's why that's happening.
So yeah, I definitely get that. I mean, it makes sense because you can kind of see what they've done from that perspective and kind of how it's gone.
You just fucked that whole thing up.
Did I do it wrong?
Yes.
I think I did it right.
No,
you don't think so?
No.
I just wanted to get this to stay.
Cool. You're using that as a fulcrum.
Yeah, it's gonna get a little.
You need a stand, buddy.
Well, yeah, obviously. That's what I was telling you earlier. Perfect. This is a perfect shot. It's not for the YouTube shot. It doesn't matter.
This shit. Anyway, luckily it's only for Bigo. It's only for you European people.
Don't talk about my Bigo, man.
It's only for you Markle haters.
Hater. Not today, Satan.
So
Not
yeah,
today.
that's the problem with wrestling today. And it's so corporate and so sanitized and so it deviates so far away from what's actually raw and what's actually real that it can't even retain the audience that it had.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Well, yeah, I mean, and just the feel of it, right? Because when I was watching that shit, I definitely was thinking to myself, like, yo, this is actually incredible right now. Like, I am so entertained by this. Mm-hmm. And mind you, this is the craziest part, Brent. I didn't watch any of the weeks leading up to the Rumble.
Didn't need to.
And I just walked in like,
that's fine.
That guy in the black tights with the knee pads and like just the tape, that's a bad motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Whoever he is, he's bad. Like, he does stuff, right? I'm looking and I'm just like, yo, this is a solid fucking product right now. You know what I mean? So to me, like, watching the Rumble and watching it from the way I got to see it as an adult, it really was fantastic to me. Like, really, really watching that shit, really just absorbing it. And thinking to myself, like, this is what I miss. You know what I'm saying? This is the shit that I miss when you talk about wrestling as a fan of it as a kid or teenager, whatever. You look at it and you say, like, man, this was fantastic because of that right there, the randomness of the spontaneity. I saw Ahmed Johnson eliminate himself to chase Farouk in that Rumble. He jumps over the top rope. He's so mad that he clears the top rope. He doesn't go through. I gotta get over. I gotta get this motherfucker. Like, come here. You know, like, obviously it's a horrible decision as a Royal Rumbler. You're thinking, like, damn, your IQ is
Ahmed
zero.
Johnson, kayfabe or shoot, was never the smartest wrestler.
Right. But that's okay because you have to have a few of those.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So it's like, when I see that, I'm like, damn, that is so stupid. But then you watch, like I said, Austin comes out and he's the exact opposite. He's doing everything right. You have a couple luchadors that are legends at the time. From way back, and they like, everybody's like, oh, this is a guy, he's been around forever, blah, blah, blah. This is the guy that grabs the ropes, and he's like, you know, his IQ is telling him, okay, I gotta wrap myself up in these ropes. I'm gonna fight it a little different. Other guys have no idea, so they go over, they almost get eliminated, they grab, oh, I'm hanging on, oh my god. But now you watch it, and everybody does the same stuff for the most part. Everybody is like, oh, well, we all have trained for this, we've all trained for that, we all know exactly where we're gonna be on the mat at this time and elimination and this time and this time. It's just like the promos, basically, how everything is exactly scripted a certain way. You're just looking at it like, damn, this is not fun anymore, you know? So I definitely was entertained watching that shit because I was like, man, I have not seen a wrestling event that is like really captivated me like that in a while. Then you had the thing that WWE used to do where, oh, we had a match earlier tonight and Owen Hart, he went toe to toe with this person and man, it was a real barn burner.
Right.
And he comes in and he's hot and he's coming for him. You know, I haven't seen that since like like with that label, you know what I'm saying, with that kind of heat, because I saw Roman and who did Roman fight? Braun Strowman or somebody, like the last Royal Rumble that was big before COVID.
Oh, that was Baron Corbin.
Corbin.
And honestly, that wasn't a terrible match.
No, it's not about the match.
Even with Baron Corbin in it.
And it's not about the match. It's not about the match. The match was fine. But my point was, when they got into the match, the Rumble, right. But when they got into not that version, that wasn't him. Don't
That's
do
true.
That was that motherfucker I was booing.
Right.
But he won't head at the table at that point. He was punching the face at that point. But listen, when they got into that Rumble, they mentioned the match from earlier, but it wasn't like, it's just because the camera's over. I'm waiting more your way. But it wasn't like, oh my gosh, this was such a heated rivalry. We have to hype this up. He's so angry about his loss. He's attacking only him. Like, because I remember those, like, that was the thing about the Rumbles. It was like, I got so much. Ken Shamrock came in after The Rock, like, I'm going to kill you.
Yo, you don't understand. So I bought the 93 Rumble videotape however many years ago. It's probably 10 years ago or so.
Gotcha. I thought you were talking about the kid. I'm like, how old are you, motherfucker?
And in that Rumble, Tito Santana comes in and immediately makes a beeline for Rick Martel, and they get in the middle of the ring and start punching the fuck out of each other for 30 seconds. Now, mind you, they broke up 4 years earlier at WrestleMania 5.
But
and
they
still,
had paths, like
it was on fucking sight.
But that's what I'm talking about.
On
that's
sight.
What I'm saying, though.
They couldn't be in the same. You can't have these two people on camera without them exchanging blows. Same thing. Virgil got in, immediately made a beeline for IRS. You know why? Because he had that heated rivalry with Ted DiBiase 3 years earlier.
That's what
on
I'm
site.
about, man.
On site.
Like, the only people I feel like would really be about that shit in today's Royal Rumble, like, the only people that really get that kind of leeway to do stuff like that, I feel like is Randy Orton. Randy and Bray, I feel like could get that shit off right now.
No,
I feel like they would be like that. Because this
yeah.
rivalry, no. The reason I say that, listen, hear me out. The reason I say that is because this rivalry, as much as you hated it the first time around,
I hate it this time too. That shit is boring as fuck.
I disagree. I thought that shit was
I'm officially, and I said this I did a live stream after Fastlane on my YouTube channel. It's Surreal469. I am officially over The Fiend. I don't care about him anymore.
What about Alexa?
I don't care to see him on my screen.
What about Alexa? You didn't see the Brazzers clip she did?
Over that shit.
You didn't see the Brazzers pin? You didn't like it?
And especially whenever you put The Fiend and Randy Orton together, they're the two slowest, most boring, most nauseating fucks you have on your goddamn roster.
I disagree.
Together they make sleep matches.
I don't think so.
I fucking hate
it.
But or either their matches are boring or they're so abysmally shit that I fucking want to throw my television. I want to take my television onto my roof just so I can throw it off.
I would say I want more. That would be my example of saying that. And not more in the sense of like I need more matches. What I'm saying is I want more in the match. This is what I'm saying. No, I do. I want more in the match. When I'm watching them wrestle, I want more in the match. Is this your fuck you of the week? Because if not, stop flicking me off. I'll punch you in the face. I'll punch you in the face, motherfucker. But no, I really do. I like when I watch them, I feel like there should be more in those matches. I do. I feel like it should be like, okay, let's have them move at their quicker paces. Because they both have the ability to go faster. We've seen it. We've seen it with multiple different wrestlers.
Well, Orton has been in I don't give a shit mode for years, though.
That's not true. He just had a killer 2020. He had a monster 2020.
Doing what?
Murdering the roster. He saved the first half of the year when pandemic came through.
No, he didn't.
You full of shit.
Randy Orton was
Were you even watching wrestling during that stretch?
Randy Orton has not
Answer this question. Were you watching wrestling during that stretch?
Yes.
What? Okay. All right. Let me try to get a true answer out of you. How often, Brent? Don't say 576 times.
You're talking about Randy Orton. The early part of that year was Randy Orton's Edge rivalry.
Orton, Edge, Legends, all sorts of stuff he was doing during that stretch of time.
Oh yeah, the Legend shit he did.
That was stretch.
That was after Edge went down.
It was after Edge. It was the next thing he did. Is what I'm saying.
Then
he went into the Bray shit.
The Edge matches he had, I fucking hated.
He had a heel. You hated those matches?
Yes, because
hated them.
The WrestleMania match was entirely too long.
Way too long. I agree.
They could have cut that shit in half.
But the second match, you hated the second match?
Yes, because it was too fucking corny. I hate cinematic matches. I hate all that. I hate all that bullshit. Biased. So when they did the suplex off the top, and then you see the camera from the apron watching them suplex, fuck you.
Fire.
Fuck you.
Fire. No,
that's not what I want to fucking see.
But I like the match itself.
Fuck that horseshit.
I like the match itself.
Fuck that horseshit.
You just hate Randy Orton.
And the best match he actually had this past year, was with Drew McIntyre, and I think it was a last man standing match. That's the one where he got like super kicked off the ambulance or is it an ambulance match? It was one of these matches. I think it was an ambulance match.
I think it was an ambulance match.
That one, the camera cuts were clean enough so that you had to think before you noticed them, because I usually notice them immediately.
Side note, caveat, camera angles. Mm-hmm. 97 versus today.
Oh, way better.
Goddamn, I hate the camera angles with the shaky shit. Like their camera angles look like this shit right now.
It's so terrible.
I'm charging my phone.
Yes,
that's what these camera angles look like, dude. Oh, action cam, punch.
I watched the last pay-per-view Fastlane, and there was the Drew McIntyre Sheamus match, and that match in and of itself wasn't bad. You know the worst part about that match?
What's up?
The camera angles. The camera angles fucked that match. They were doing good shit, but the camera moved on every impact, and it fucked up.
It really does.
The experience of watching the fucking match.
They do that all the time. That's like every match.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
And that's a fucking problem.
Yeah, I was saying that to Pittsburgh.
That they refuse to fix because they don't have to, because Fox and NBC are paying them billions of dollars.
Yeah, I told Pittsburgh the same thing. I said, man, I really fucking hate this shit. Like, it makes it unenjoyable completely. Like, it makes it
That's
not
why
even
people
fun to
have
watch.
stopped watching. In droves. That's why millions and millions of people have stopped fucking watching.
I'm people. The only time I really watch is pay-per-views, and I didn't even watch this pay-per-view Sunday because it was something more Justice League. Justice League was out. So I was like, I'm watching that shit. I said, I want to see what this is about, and I watched that shit all day because it was 4 hours long, and I had to pace it. I had to take it like, all right, let me look at my phone for a little bit. Let me get on Bigo. Let me look over here.
And honestly, that's why I backed off of doing wrestling shit on my YouTube channel because it was like,
Who
well,
else
that would
watching?
mean I'd have to watch the
Every
product
single
on a
thing,
regular
yeah.
basis, and I don't want to do that because it sucks so bad. There was a time where I wanted to watch anything wrestling because there was always something good on.
Right.
And that's at least 20 years ago now.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's hours and Raw is 3 hours of crap.
Yeah, I hate it.
Raw is 2.5 hours, is 2 hours and 45 minutes of crap and the Hurt Business.
Yeah.
SmackDown is 2 hours, is an hour and a half of crap and Roman Reigns.
Yep. Agreed.
Why? And the thing is, that it doesn't have to be. They have all this. They have all this television time to fill, more than they ever had before, including in the Attitude Era, where they got everybody was at least recognizable. You knew who Kaientai was. You knew who Val Venus was. You knew who fucking Giant Silver from the Oddities was. You knew who all these people were. Even if you don't necessarily think of them as champions, you knew, oh, that's Mark Merrill. He blah 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 blah.
To that point, Brent, on a segue, I'm not gonna go into it too deep because I know you haven't watched it yet. But Justice League. That was my biggest takeaway from Justice League. The fact that they legitimately explained everything. Everything.
From the previous movies, you mean?
Everything. No, from this movie. You understood.
No, I mean they explained everything that happened in the previous movies, or they explained
in this movie.
So I don't necessarily have to watch the other movies to watch the Snyder Cut.
They used certain pieces from other movies where they would lead into the movie that was coming up that at the time, 2017. So you would hear something like, oh, see, they're trying to explain this, but not nauseating. You know what I'm saying? The way they did the Snyder Cut was very like, okay, this is Brent. This is why Brent's mad. This is how Brent got strong. This is why Brent's in this fight. This is why Brent should care. Brent didn't care, but now Brent cares because this person did this. Okay, we have Brent. Okay, this is Trey. This is why Trey should care. This is like they did. Man, I was like, damn. This is a full story. Like I understand everybody. Like there wasn't a person that came on screen and you're like, why did they feel like that? But what happened? It wasn't a single because the first version in 2017, when you watched it, you're like, but why are they doing that?
Yeah.
But why? Like you just genuinely, you had no fucking clue why people were doing what they were doing.
And you know what? That actually goes back into WWE too, because why is a huge missing link
theater
in WWE. I'll give you a prime example. Over the last couple of years, they've had the SmackDown brand supremacy thing, or Survivor Series brand supremacy thing, where every year Survivor Series they have the champions from each brand fight each other, and then a team of men and a team of women from each brand fighting each other, and it's for nothing. It's for brand. It's for this vague thing of brand supremacy. And they started a couple years before with bragging rights, which was a pay-per-view they threw in October, just ahead of Survivor Series, which is another stupid corporate idea from somebody who's never heard of fucking wrestling in their goddamn lives, but Vince will never hire because he doesn't want him and Stephanie don't want wrestling people in their fucking company.
Also segues to the basketball NBA All-Star game. There was no point. So they had to change the whole platform, the whole format because
was there ever a point to the All-Star game other than what was the point to the All-Star game?
So
like money? Like wasn't that why? Money. Isn't that why the scores were so high because they weren't actually trying to
Nobody's
defend?
playing in defense.
Nah.
But they changed it so now each quarter counts, and when you win the first quarter, your charity gets X amount of dollars. When you win the second quarter,
oh, so they're playing for charity. Okay, so that's
playing for charity,
something.
And the players get more money. They raised that, and
okay.
And you have to get to a certain point. It has to be 24 points. So whatever the higher team, if I have 102, right, you have to score 24 points in honor of Kobe. You have to score 24 points in the fourth quarter. So I would have to get to 126, and the other team could be at 79. But to beat us, they would have to get to the same number. So they may have to score 50 something points in that quarter. They may have to have a crazy comeback, but it makes you like have to play.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
At least they're doing something.
And it means there's definitely going to be a game winner every year. Somebody has to hit that shot. So yeah, they did stuff to change it to make it matter, which is the why that we're talking about. That's important.
Yeah, in WWE they decided not to do that anymore, which makes no fucking sense. Like there's always been this through line in professional wrestling where the whole point was money. Oh, you get a belt too, you get the championship, but you know what the championship brings? More money.
Right.
Championship match. It's like boxing. There's a purse.
Yep.
In every one of these matches, there's a purse. You get a winner's purse, you get a loser's purse. That purse may vary depending on the where the match is on the card, if it's for a championship, if you win or lose by disqualification, which is why people didn't want to win or lose by disqualification because it changed how much money you got, etc., etc. Yet for Survivor Series, first off, over the last couple of years, they've done away with the idea of purse money or that you make more money if you win, et cetera, which helps fuel that. They've got 87 championships, so none of the championships fucking mean anything anymore.
Right.
And they have these Survivor Series matches where all of a sudden, just because it's November, you and I have been trying to slit each other's throats every chance we get, and yet we're supposed to work with each other just because we both wear red shirts? No. And fans for years have been saying, put the number 30 entrant of the Rumble up for grabs or something, so that at least they're fighting for. At least we are not like, oh, all of a sudden Seth Rollins and Sheamus are best friends now just because it's November.
You put it up. You have the 6 people have a 6-pack challenge,
or the last 5. If you're on the team and your team wins, the last 5 entrants of the Rumble are guaranteed to be the team members or whoever the Survivor Series are.
There's
or
so many ways to go with that.
Fucking something.
Building a why. And to what you just said about wearing the same shirt color, that is exactly my point about the 97 Rumble and exactly what you said in 93. If we got smoke, I don't give a fuck about brand. You think I care? AJ Styles was on Raw. He was on SmackDown. He was on Raw. He was on SmackDown. Do I give a shit anymore?
Don't give a fuck.
Why would I be brand loyal at this point? Why?
There's no reason.
It's not like it's how do we even get here? Then I'm going back and forth and I'm going over here to this podcast. I'm going to that podcast. I'm going to this podcast. I'm going to that podcast. And I'm like, doesn't really matter anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it just doesn't make sense. Like it's one of the dumbest things I've heard. And also
at the beginning of what they call the brand extension, they actually kept the brands apart except for the big pay-per-views, the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. Completely separate. So it would be at least months before you saw Brock Lesnar and Goldberg on television.
You know what that led to?
Right.
It led to epic moments where they backstage, they walk by each other, and you like,
they're on screen for the first time in however long they've ever been, if ever, whatever.
Yep.
And there were actual identities between the two brands. Yep. Now it doesn't fucking matter anymore. They have every pay-per-view is a co-branded pay-per-view. They're all in the same building all the time. They all film, especially in the pandemic era, they all film from the same fucking building. It doesn't matter. There's no reason for me to be invested in this show. So the only reason why WWE still exists is because it's cheap programming for broadcasting.
Yeah,
that's the only reason.
There's nothing that you're saying that I don't agree with. And like I said, I think any kind of entertainment thing that you're watching, anything that you're doing, anything that you're plugged into is why. Right? So even with us, like we do a podcast, there's a why. Like, okay, clearly we're trying to gain followers, we're trying to get notoriety, we know we're both
I'm trying to have 576
smashes a year
at least.
576 is so
times
funny.
However many women I'm fucking.
That's hilarious.
So that's
what I'm saying. That's what really made
I'm trying to fuck a hole in the center of the earth.
To be honest, that's what really made you sound crazy, because you said 576.
I'm trying to drill a technodrome. That's the fuck I'm trying to do.
Fran is so asleep right now, just listening to my voice.
Okay.
It's just serenading her in the background. That's what's happening. Your voice is probably torturing her.
This is my voice too, baby.
Yuck.
Oh, baby.
Fran.
This is a real 469, baby.
Ugh.
It's a real all for your 6'9".
She is yuck. She has been here the entire time though. She's giving me mad heat because of it though. So the heat keeps it up. But anyway, Bigo outside. Yeah, I feel like anything you do, man, you have to have a why, and that's why people get up in the morning. Like for me, I hate notes. Right? Notes is what tortures me all the time. That's what my friends hear me say. Oh, I gotta do my notes. I gotta do my notes. Notes are what pay me. That's how I get paid, right? That's literally why I get my check. It's not because of what I do with the guys. I get my check because of what I write down, because they read it and they say, okay, he did this. Yes, of course, the did this is important, but if I don't write the fucking note, they don't know what I did. So it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
So tonight I can help somebody before the podcast. So I'm going to help you cook dinner real quick. Boom, 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 boom. Help them with all this stuff. But if I don't write down that I did that shit, it doesn't matter. It doesn't exist. It never happened, right? So for me, man, it's just very interesting, like to watch a product and watch people that don't have a why. You know, you have to have a why to be successful in life in general. I think that is a mandatory thing in everything that you do. And for me, man, it's what I was missing for a few years there, you know, because there was no why in my life in general. Like, what am I doing? You know, Like, why am I doing this? Why am I in California? I couldn't figure it out. Couldn't figure it out for the longest stretch. And that's why it was always so easy to me to say, I'm going back to Virginia. Now I know why. Why? I have an apartment. I have my own space. I have my own friends. I have my own money. I'm making more than I was making. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. It allows me to do shit like this podcast successfully. It allows me to do shit like Bigo, you know what I'm saying, and learn about a whole different world. Like, I would have never thought, okay, I'm going to get on this app and I'm going to have more followers in a month and a half than I have on Instagram in 5 years, 6 years. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, is there money going into it? Yeah, of course. But is this a good product? Yeah. Did you see how much interaction we had tonight?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
That's probably more than we've had on any podcast, let alone other than our Instagram, maybe. And that's debatable because that was like 3 people. This was a bunch of people that came in.
The why for anything is
ID, what up?
Arguably the most important factor.
It is in anything.
Of anything. You're talking about TV shows, movies, entertainment. We talk about professional wrestling. There's no why in professional wrestling, which is why professional wrestling sucks and why millions and millions of people have been driven away by that.
Right.
Movies, same thing. You just talked about Justice League. Now that you figured out the why,
so different.
Justice League is such a different movie. In the movie reviews that I've been doing for my channel, the worst movies, part of it is because there's no real why.
What the fuck's the point?
There's no real reason behind it. Fucking Sprung. I sat there and I watched Sprung and I'm like, this movie sucks. Not only, well, I mean, part of it was because of the production. The production was terrible. But also because I didn't understand the why of these people getting together.
Right.
Like, there's no chemistry. You guys hate each other.
Right.
There's no moment that makes me feel the passion that these people are supposed to have for each other. The sidekicks seem to have more chemistry than they do. Why are they here? Why am I following these people? It was only an hour and a half, a little over an hour and a half movie, but it felt like 3 fucking hours because there was no reason why I was on this goddamn journey. I enjoyed Harold and Kumar go to White Castle more because there at least was a why.
Right.
They at least kept coming back to, we got to get to White Castle. As much as stupid shit as the shit was going on, they're at least like, we got to get to White Castle.
Well, you know, that's what's really, really crazy, man, because like, Erie, what up? That's what's crazy though to me because without a why, right? You're in a situation where there just is no motivation. Why am I watching this? Why do I like this? Why am I into this? Even with Bigo, right? I've looked at Bigo and I've said to a couple of people, like my UK friends that I met up here, I tell them all the time, I'm like, yo, y'all are my favorite TV show right now because they're funny as shit. And what's different about it is it's like watching reality TV, right? You're literally watching this little phone, you're watching the screen, and you're seeing all this stuff happening in front of you. And then you can tap into it and talk to them.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not like these people are famous. It's not like they have any special over-the-top skill, even though actually a lot of them actually are dancers and like professional whatevers, like entertainers in their own right, in their own area. It's just like, it's entertaining to watch that and understand why they're doing it. Oh, a pandemic hit. Okay, so they went from being bar people that were out having a blast, just talking shit and having a fun time to, oh, we're on Bigo now and we're doing the same shit, but we're doing it virtually now. It's like, okay, I get that. So then it's okay, I'm connected to your story. Now, if I see you in a PK, a player knockout, I'm like, damn, I feel like I gotta help this person.
Yeah.
It is such a smart app from that perspective. Now, mind you, I fucking hate it.
Don't touch it.
I know I shouldn't do that. It's very loud. But you can see the clip. But I fucking hate it. I tell people all the time, I don't do PKs. Like, no PKs, because it costs money because I'm competitive. I see my friend, and if I see Brent's about to lose in a PK and I got the diamonds, I'm spending them. Right. I'm like, fuck. I wasn't supposed to spend any more today. I said I was done.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, recharge, do it again. You know, oh, now this girl's in it. She's so fine. I gotta help her.
But see, you were talking about the why of why you're still here. And one of the things I listen to when I've been working out have been these motivational videos. We talked about them before, the Mulligan Brother compilations where they get these inspiring speeches from people and they talk about their shit. One of the main things that all the people talk about is some variation of why. Some variation of what's your why. Find your why. And make it a powerful why. Make it why of I have to do this, whatever. The Rock has, he has this thing, he keeps talking about the $7 in his pocket. You know why he keeps talking about the $7 in his pocket? Because that was a hell of a fucking moment for him. And he never wants to have $7 or less in his fucking wallet ever again, although now he's all cards. But he wants to have access to more than $7 in his fucking pocket.
Right.
there's a quote in there, small dreams don't drive men's souls, big dreams drive men. So you have to have a reason why you want to do this. My legs are killing me. Like, I can't sleep.
Why, Brent?
I can't sleep properly because every time I even do the small task of rolling over in bed to get more comfortable, my leg has to follow. So it's a whole journey to pick my leg up just to move it over. Mm-hmm. Yet I have still gone to the gym every day this week so far and gotten in there and gotten the goddamn work in. Because my why is more powerful than the pain in my legs.
Yeah.
Because my why is I am sick of being fucking fat.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's real.
I have been trying to get clips up on our YouTube channel, tinyurl.com/gethere tube. Semi-regular basis. I cut up the podcast. I cut out clips and post them because there's a why. When I get up in the morning after the gym or whatever, when I come back, one of the things I figure out what I'm going to do is I want to do something for the podcast today, or I want to do something for my money today, or I want to do something.
Mine has been, I'm going to get myself hot again. It's been a long time since I've gotten myself hot. Like, I haven't
turn your heater on.
No.
This place gets pretty. Like, you can.
No, it was pretty warm in here.
Thermostat.
Nah, that thing smells.
If you want,
right
you
now.
can turn your oven on or something.
Nah, I'm not doing that.
Put your head in there too. While you're at it.
I mean, people paying attention.
You want me to put your head in the oven real quick?
Everything I post.
Oh, okay.
When I posted on Bigo, when I posted on TikTok, if I posted on Snapchat, I'm monitoring who's watching, how often, who watches on what platform, all these kinds of things. And
that shit can drive you crazy.
Nope, not right now. Because I watch once. I'll look back and at some point in the day, I'll take a look. Okay, I used to look all the time. I used to like stare at Snapchat.
Yeah.
But what I do now is I'll post something. I know it's funny. I may save it if it's funny enough to post everywhere. But typically I post individual content in different places. So you follow me on multiple things, right? You start to build that context. Then you can have something like Bigo tonight where we got all this content. I'm at 487 beans from 3 stars, right? Which would be the highest I've been. But the reason I do that is because it says, okay, if I'm hot again, then I can say, hey, follow the podcast. Like tonight, I guarantee you we got at least 10 new followers. 10 people that'll listen and say, you know what? Those guys are funny. Half of them were speaking fucking Portuguese and they didn't know what the hell we were saying. But you know what? They were like, yo, these guys are funny. Like, we could see their energy. You know what I'm saying? I could see the comments like, oh, you guys are funny. Da 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 da. We get the black man comments from Puka and other people that are like, yo, this is hilarious. You know what I'm saying? That's because I've put time in interacting with them. So they look at it and say, this guy fucks with me. He gives me love. He shows me support. I'm going to do the same thing back. And it's not to say I'm looking for money. I'm not looking for finances. It's about exposure. It's about people paying attention. Excuse me. It's about people paying attention and giving that kind of love back. You know what I'm saying? That real legitimate, like, I know, right? Real legitimate, like, get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Not today, Satan. No, but, it's that just general good energies, those good vibes. And I've learned in my 30s, man, this 30-year-old Trey is different. You know, I don't play anymore. I don't have time for fucking around with people that don't give back what you give. You know, if you're not giving me that energy, like even with you, I talk a lot of shit to you for a lot of months, like years even, but mainly because you're a dickhead.
I fucking ignore everything you say.
Yeah, but you were a dickhead,
what?
But here's the thing. I was even talking to my mom the other day.
Am I by myself?
No.
Party people in the place to be. What's going on?
It's me. Listen, I was talking to my mom the other day, and I was like, here's the thing about Brent, though. Brent is trying to be a better version of Brent. You can actively see you trying to be a better version of yourself. And I can honestly say, I dislike you a lot less than I did before.
Thank you.
I almost like you as a friend now. Like, you're like this close. You're like on the doorstep.
Let me stop you right there.
You gave me a Christmas present.
I'm gonna hold tight. Hold tight right there.
Puka, welcome back. I was just talking about you. But yeah, it's like, you legit. Oh, now she's calling that. She disconnected. What is going on? Why is everybody when they come in, they're getting pulled in like that? She didn't mean to do it. She hung up immediately. See? Puka, I see you. She was like, no. But yeah, it's like you can see that you're trying to be like a better you, and you're trying to evolve yourself to another level of your life. You know what I'm saying? And I respect that shit. I respect growth. I'm not gonna judge somebody based off of yesterday if you're trying to be better today. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much my philosophy. Like, and I look at everything the same way, even if it's relationships, if it's personal situations with friends, whatever. I'm not gonna judge you and hold you at your worst moment if you're trying to be better the next day. Right? I look at all this shit with my family and all this crazy shit that's gone down the last couple months and years for me with different people and different friends and all this kind of stuff. And I had a long stretch of like, fuck, man, like, yo, I can't fuck with this motherfucker no more. Like, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not rocking with him no more. I'm done. I'm completely done. Get the fuck away from me. Leave me alone. Don't ever talk to me no more. Yeah. But you get to a point, you're like, you know what? This person's clearly off. They're clearly not in their right headspace. And if I was in that situation, which I don't plan to be, because I don't plan to do anything that's going to put myself at jeopardy or put me in that kind of scenario. But you never know. Life is interesting, right? So if it does happen that way and for some reason it does go that route, I want to make sure that people around me understand that I wasn't a dickhead to other people during that stretch of time. And I genuinely want that person to know, okay, I'm here for you. I got your back and I'm looking out for you in that situation. So I really am looking at it and saying, I will give people the benefit of the doubt for who they are as much as I can stretch myself without ruining what I have going on. That's my compromise with myself as a 30-year-old something, you know. It's like I refuse to just judge people and bash them and beat them down for their worst moments, but I also will not allow you to drag what I have going on and change my trajectory with your shit. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it 100% makes sense to me. I've cut people out of my life many times. For many, but enough times.
Enough, yeah. For sure.
Enough times, and it'll probably happen again because I'm still alive.
Right.
Where I've cut people out of my life, close people in my life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Family members because they were just entirely too toxic. I talked about it. We're getting super deep here. I talked about this on my Facebook on her birthday this past year. My mom.
I read that. Yeah.
I cut my mom out of my life for the last few years of hers because she was too. Her disease, it was alcoholism. She was too deep. I couldn't stay there. I couldn't save her, and I couldn't save her, so I had to save myself.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's one of those things that's a theory.
Yeah.
In your life, you see it on TV, you see, different interpretations of it in different fiction, maybe read a book about it or something like that. Right. You may see some celebrity talk about something like that.
Right.
But you don't know what it is until you actually experience it
100%.
In your life.
Yeah.
And it's a completely different thing.
It is.
So it changes how you see difficult life decisions.
Yeah.
Because
you stop judging people.
Because there are definitely times in your life, and it may not even necessarily be that. It could be whatever it is.
Yeah, sure.
Where if you have enough of these things in your life, and in your 20s you think you have them, sometimes they're smaller than your perception of them are in your 20s. Absolutely. They're definitely smaller than your perception of them in your teens.
Yep.
And you know what? In my 30s, they'll probably seem smaller than they will in my 40s.
Right.
But there are definitely times where you're in this situation, and it's like all you think is, "Fuck." Mm-hmm. There is no good decision. Mm-mm. There's a right decision for me.
Yep, exactly. Yep, big facts.
And that's the only decision I can make now. Because I've made so many decisions that were right for this other person or for this other situation or for what I thought was for me.
Sacrificing yourself for others.
But it's actually not.
Toxic shit.
So, fuck, I gotta leave this thing, right? And it all seemed to happen in my 30s. Like, it was all kind of, there was a couple year period where it all kind of happened. It was like, bam, 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 bam. It was like this it was almost like in equal intervals in my early 30s where it was like, fuck.
Right.
Okay, I gotta cut this out.
Right.
Fuck. Okay, I gotta cut this out. I've talked about working at Gold's Gym before. I come in, I talk to this person, crying on the phone, talking about, oh, I gotta get to the gym. I'm so tired of how fat I am. I gotta get to the gym. You're gonna help me, Brent. Please help me, Brent. She's crying on the phone to me. Can you come in today? I can't come in today, but I can come in, blah, blah, blah. Listen, okay? You're gonna come in, sit on the phone with her, talk to her an hour, tell my story, hear her story. Listen, Jeanette, whatever her name was.
Yeah, right.
You're gonna come in on Sunday and get this thing together. We're gonna work with you. All right? I'm gonna help you find whatever works for you is what works for you. The most important thing is getting you in here, getting you started, and that's all that really matters. We want to make you feel a little bit better today than you did. We're gonna try to make you feel a little bit better when you come in tomorrow than you do today, and a little bit better on Monday than you do tomorrow. Okay?
Right.
I come in on Sunday, and I see that she's already bought the membership, and bought a $4,000 and bought a gym or a personal training package worth $4,000 commission.
Right. Off of your work.
Off of my work.
Right.
To my assistant manager, who I know exactly what happened. He had a slow day on weekends because every weekend is slow for every gym everywhere.
Right.
But the managers tell the other managers, you better blah 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 blah. Even though nobody does it on the fucking weekends, and they all know that.
Right.
And he started calling appointments to get them in earlier, and he got her in earlier. And that
jumped all over it.
And when that happened, 20-year-old me would have been like, "Fuck this place," and turning the tables over and shit. You know what early 30s me did? I was like, I'm done here.
Right.
I'm quitting.
I think this is run its course.
I was like, well, I'm done here. The end of the how long will I stay? About the end of the month. When's the end of the month? Tuesday. Oh, fucking fucking or Monday or whenever it was.
Yeah.
It's like fucking all right, fine. Well, my boss isn't here. I'll tell him face to face when he comes in tomorrow. It was probably Tuesday. I'll tell him face to face when he comes in tomorrow.
Right.
And that I'm quitting. I'm finishing out the month because I don't want to stay the other 2 weeks, and it doesn't make sense for me to do that.
Yeah.
I've got other options. I don't need this, and I don't want this. I'm out.
I don't want to stab anybody today, so I'm gonna leave it.
No, it wasn't. It didn't even go. It was the callus that I built up from the 20s, and so my why in that moment was your personal well-being. You can do better. You have more freedom, and you don't. And in your current situation, you don't need this. Now that a couple months later transformed into that situation left me, and so I was living out of my car for a while.
Right.
But then my why became get an apartment.
Yeah.
So my why for doing 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 hour days was get that apartment.
Well, that's the interesting thing, because like similar to me, my why with like this job, for instance, right? I originally with this job, I had it set up where I was supposed to be working with these same guys that I work with, but they were living in a much worse situation, and I didn't have any place to really stay at the time, or I knew the place I was staying, if I declined the offer, that I was gonna get kicked out. Right? I just knew that was attached. Okay. And it was gonna be like, if you don't take this job, because we're the ones that you're living with, basically, you're gonna get screwed over, or you're gonna get kicked out. You're done. But my brain was just telling me, like, yo, you deserve more than this. Like, this pay rate ain't right. The amount of work you're doing ain't right. This just don't feel right now. I got to take this home with me. And the way these guys are living, I'm not going to be good with it at the time, you know? So, fast forward, Trey, you got to leave. And I'm like, shit, I'm in California. You know, like, fuck, I got my car. But how long am I have my car? Because I got to pay for this. And if I don't have this paid for, where am I staying, you know? Yeah. And you were nice enough to be like, yo, you can crash on my couch. It's a terrible couch it was. It was a shitty couch, but it was somewhere that I'd be outside. You know what I mean? And it was like, oh, I can go to the bathroom occasionally.
And that was another that was another thing of growing up, because I was in a situation a couple years before where my homeboy was looking for a spot.
Right.
And I was hesitant to let him stay with me. And a close personal friend of mine. And I should have let him stay. Now, he found a spot. you know, everybody loves him.
But it's like one of those things where it's like...
But it was one of those things where I was in the position to help, and I didn't.
And then your shit went left.
Some years later,
right.
But I was in a position to help, and I didn't for my own selfish 20s reasons.
Right. And I get that though, and that's for me. Like I took that opportunity at that situation. I say, you know what? A lot of the time I did. Okay, I'm gonna stay in my car. So I'll be here. I'll be over there. I'll do whatever. And I'll pop to your place to use the bathroom.
And you didn't have to do that.
Right,
like,
right.
You
it was never,
like,
you never said anything like that. You were never like a dick, but in my head, it was like, yo, I have to.
Because I've been on people's couches.
Right. And
so I'm fine.
And let me tell you, I hadn't, other than my mom's. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been on my mom's couch, and it's like, but I'm still working. Like, I was really on it. But going to somebody's couch on another coast and trying to make that shit work when you don't have a concept of where your next job is coming from and where your next meal is coming from. And you didn't grow up here, and it's not like we got a history like, yeah, we went to high school together. This is my boy from elementary. This is my boy from middle.
Yeah.
No, you don't know me like that. You know me as a dude from a bar. That was cool. You know what I'm saying? I think it was cool. We chopped it up a couple times. We could talk. We done some podcast stuff, but it was like, you know, it's a little spotty right now. You know what I'm saying? So, and then the pandemic hits. You know, on top of it,
right?
It was like that wasn't a part of my factoring. Right, that wasn't a part of my factoring in. By the way,
yeah,
that wasn't involved. I probably would have took the job.
I don't think that was a part of anybody's.
Right, I probably would have took that job at the time.
But ironically, it helped me,
and it helped me
because if I had to still go on the same pace that I was going before the pandemic, I'd be in another spot where I'm looking for. Now I'm in a better financial situation than I was before, and trying another new why. Trying to make that next step,
right,
so that I have money working for me,
right, which is
right. So
that's the kind of shit I've been sitting.
I'm in a position right now where I'm not buying new shit, new little trinkets or whatever. For two reasons. A, I want to build wealth. That's one of my whys.
That's the goal.
The secondary why, which ties into the first why, is because I'm out of space.
Yeah, I
could buy more shit. But where would it go? I am in a tiny fucking apartment that's really it's really a bachelor. They just put up a wall.
Right.
So I'm out of fucking space.
Yeah.
So that's ancillary to me wanting to build
Don't say ancillary to me.
more wealth or build wealth in general at all.
Yeah.
Right. And have my own shit. And I'm looking for different things to put my money in, so that it starts to make me money.
But see, that's the thing. Like what I sent you with those guys that talk with that podcast, they were talking about the Roth IRAs, right? And how if you give a kid, was it $1,000? No, $5,000. I think you put into a Roth IRA at 14. By the time they're retirement age, you're looking at 1.2 million or something, something like that, over 30 years. That's the kind of shit they don't teach you. Right, that's the kind of shit you don't learn at all, and you never have even heard it. It's like, okay, so this is tax free because it's money that's already been through whatever, and now it's just sitting and it's just building. It's like they're using it to, okay, we're gonna try this stock, we're gonna try this stock, we're gonna try this stock, we're gonna try this stock. So you're just building money, you're building funds. So people with families, something you would never know. Something else I heard, I don't know if I sent you this one, but something else I learned during that stretch of time, right before my life got real chaotic over this last couple months. Something else I learned was you can have a trust, right? Long Beach being Long Beach.
Of course.
But you can have a trust where you actually get money from a family and everybody puts in like a life insurance policy, but it's like a joint life insurance policy for the whole family.
Speaking of Long Beach being Long Beach, I could tell you about the guy that was clearly drunk but also on some other shit that accosted me for like 20 minutes on my way back from Anaheim Boulevard to my house. Like, I parked my car and was trying to walk back, and this dude was like, it was going on. My name is Lil Rob, blah 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 blah, and wouldn't just let me walk the fuck away. He didn't pickpocket me or anything, because I was sure to check my shit myself, and I had my cell on me, but I was like, okay, yeah, okay.
Nah, bro, it's cool. All right, bro.
Yeah.
Involve me now.
All right now.
All right, player. All right, playboy.
Take it easy, boss.
All right, boss, man.
Man. Take it easy.
Right, brother.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
All right, bro. Nah, it's
luckily, now mind you, I was gonna do this anyway because I literally just came from the gym, but I immediately went in and took a shower.
Yeah,
Because I'm like, this motherfucker could have
COVID life,
a 19
right.
all over
All
him.
yeah.
And he was just
Oh yeah, nah, I don't like that.
like,
Not
no,
a fan of
dog,
that.
you need to get off.
Don't touch me if I don't know you.
Like,
just in
leave,
general.
like, listen,
don't touch me if I know you. Typically,
like,
but
listen, dog, I'm trying to be cool. But you gotta get the fuck
You
off.
going too far.
I'm literally just walking to my fuck. I'm literally just walking home, dog.
Like you've gone way too far.
You gotta fucking leave me the fuck alone. Like, can you just let me fuck? And I didn't want to walk towards my house,
Right.
so he knew where I lived. So like I stayed
right,
on the
right.
opposite street.
Yeah.
And like I was like, okay, haha, because I,
all right, playboy.
Because like we could have been walking to my place.
Right,
We could have been walking to my place.
Right.
But I'm like, no, we can't. This is about as far. You got to depart from me right here, buddy.
Right.
You're a little. You got to get off me, buddy.
Nah, I mean, but that.
But in Long Beach being Long Beach.
Long Beach being Long Beach, but man,
You're wise. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Just with the how do we even get here? This is what
How
we do.
did we even
This
get
is what we do. But no, with the trust thing, man, it's like it's a joint trust where everybody puts in. So it's a life insurance policy, but it's a life insurance policy that everybody puts money into and everybody can take away from. But it's a joint account, so it's not like, okay, I am the person and you come to me, Trey, I'd like to borrow $20,000, and I'm like, well, what do you need it for, Brenton? Mm-hmm. You know, and I'm sitting there and I'm doing all this bullshit. It's like, nah, I can take it out, but it has to be put back in. And if you don't put that number back in, and it's just, they have very specific things. You have to have it in by this time, Like, y'all make those trust rules that are locked. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no rewriting it. Ain't no doing whatever. So instead of just having life insurance policies where it's like one person, because you can file a life insurance policy on anybody.
Right.
A lot of people don't know that. Like, I could get one on you if I think like, okay, bums keep running up on them, like trying to jack them all the time. I can put one on you and then have you taken out and then I'm paid up. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all hear this, right? Y'all hear this? Y'all hear this? If I go missing, listen. If I go missing,
if he goes missing, come have dinner with me. I got you.
Yo. Yo.
Oh, sorry, YouTube. Haven't looked at you a lot today.
Yo, bro.
He's all right. He's good. Not today, Satan. I told you. Get behind me now. Behind me, dog.
You Satan, bro.
Listen, man. Listen, this has been a long ass episode.
You Satan, bro.
Listen.
Taking life insurances out on your podcast co-host, bro.
Just saying, you live a risky lifestyle.
I don't know you like that, man. You got to get off me.
You live a risky lifestyle, bro. That's all I'm
hell
saying.
I do.
You be outside. I don't go outside.
Shit.
But listen, yeah, man. I don't know. The whole, I think, to tie it in a knot to kind of like just finish the whole concept of what we're going over. Just my whole thing is, and my motto for the year is, I normally have one when my most productive years always had a motto. Always had like a slogan, what I was going for. And this year has been choose Trey. So you know what I'm saying? Bigo started for a while.
What are you, a fucking soft drink?
Yes. Absolutely. I'm a very soft drink.
Have a
sip, ladies.
What are you, fucking Pepsi?
Ladies, have a sip. I'm a brand name.
Choose Trey. What the fuck? What are you?
I'm a brand name.
What are you fucking Jif?
It's a brand name.
What are you fucking peanut butter now? Do choosy moms choose Trey? What the fuck is
I do
the
peanut
fuck?
butter
I was with you for the whole 2.5 days of this podcast until you come up with that bullshit ass slogan. Choose Trey.
Listen, it's not a slogan that I use to everybody else. It's a slogan to myself. It's
Nigga, you better not get that printed on nah shirt.
I'm not.
Oh my
Would you
God.
let me finish?
Choose Trey.
Would you shut up?
Choose
I'm trying
Trey.
to tell you something.
I should have chose a different co-host.
Good luck.
Choose Trey.
They ain't your boy.
Choose
I'll tell you that
Trey.
much. They ain't your boy. Hey, choose Trey.
I'll get Maddie and Nikki back up in here in a
Go
hurry.
ahead, do your thing. See if
Choose
they can
Trey.
pull it off. See if they can pull it off.
Actually,
Like
no,
your boy.
they both started insulting me during the.
Good luck. Good luck with that. Ashley, what up?
Never mind that.
But no, I think the whole thing, the concept is
I
choose yourself.
choose Trey.
Can I finish my point? How old are you? But no,
I was doing Ralph Wiggum
listen,
from the Simpsons.
Simpsons, yeah, I got it.
I choo, and it's a train.
Guys, I'm sorry. But no.
Yeah, you should apologize to everybody. Apologize to the word choose for making that
Trey.
fucking slogan.
Choose Trey
Fucking you running for
is
Senate?
a concept that has worked for me because it reminds me to not allow other people's
Sounds
bullshit
like one of those fake slogans
to
they
get in
have
my
on
way.
an episode of Veep.
So, as I say, and I'll continue to say,
Sounds like
because
one of the.
Brent is going to just keep
sounds
going,
like
so I don't care anymore.
Sounds like a
But
Jonah slogan for his
the point
fucking
being,
congressional
when
race.
you choose yourself
Choose
in situations
Jonah.
over
Holy
other
shit.
people that are being ridiculous and they're doing other things and trying to set you off track, and they're, they want you to react in a certain time span. They want you to be there whenever they need you,
I want
and
you
it's
to
not
say
the same
choose
on the
Trey
other
to
side.
me ever again.
When that happens, You just choose Trey.
You never choose Trey.
And if that means taking her to Pound Town,
you never go full retard. Choosing Trey is going full retard. You never choose.
You choose Trey. Goddammit.
You never.
Let's stop saying it on Bigo. Goddammit. Stop saying it on Bigo.
Go full choose Trey.
Shut up. Stop saying it on Bigo. Goddammit. Before they ban me because of your dumb ass. But choose Trey. Yes, that's been the thing.
Podcast.
That's been the thing. So, just making sure that I always look at a situation and think like, how is it going to benefit me, and how am I going to be, uplifted by it, instead of just being like, okay, this will help Brent, but it's very detrimental to me, and that's okay. Like, no, that's not okay. Mm-hmm. It's not okay. That's not healthy. So that's what that concept means. That's the real mindset of it. And it to me, it has been such a revelation in this sense, because I've put so many people in front of my own progress over the last couple of years, and even in relationships and shit. Like, I put other people's issues and problems in front of myself, and I've realized in my life, when I do choose myself, it is a situation where I'm like, yo, I always make strides. I'm always heading in the right direction. And before this, that's what I used to do. That was it. Like, my credit score has gone up by about 80 points since the year started. I think I've gone up by about maybe 100 points.
There you go.
That's fucking dope. But that's because I'm making the right moves. I'm paying certain bills on time. I've understood how to put stuff in certain places. I started doing research again. I'm like looking at stuff. I got a fucking credit card offer this week. They sent me a fucking credit card in my mailbox. You know how long?
I got a couple too.
Do you know how fucking long it's been since I've had it? Now, mind you, the interest rate is abysmal.
Yeah.
And I know this shit is trash.
Yeah.
But that's what they sent me when I was 18. And that just tells me that choosing Trey has been right. It's been right. It's been the right decision to make.
I thought I told you to never say that to me. Shut it down.
It's been the right decision to make.
Shut all this shit.
Everybody choose Trey, goddammit.
Shut it down. Shut it all down.
But no, for real though, honestly, like, choosing yourself in these situations, man, it's like, it's not a negative thing. Like, people will put a negative spin on it, a negative connotation. Oh, you're selfish, you're this, you're that. Hey, whatever. You know what I mean? I look at my surroundings. I look at where I am this year. At the
end of the day, the only person you have to answer to is yourself.
And that's it. Because at the end of the night, when I lay down and I go to sleep, that's the only person I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? When I go to bed, it's me. You know what I mean? Until I'm in a relationship, committed with somebody at some point where it's like, I'm locked in, this is it. It's Trey. And that's it at the end of the day. So, and when I do it, Brent, it's worked. Everything that I've done, like, these decisions have been good. Even Bigo, right? This started off because it was like, I'm trying to give myself something active to do. Then it started getting a little out of control. I'm tipping too much. Like, okay, rein this in. Now I'm not choosing myself. I'm choosing other people again. I'm doing the same thing I was doing in real life on an app. So I had to relax, bring it in, realize where you are, calm down. You still gift, you still do what you do, but you like rein it in. So next month I will cut back a lot. I won't go like crazy. I have a number, and once I hit it, I'm done. I'll pop up, I'll say hi, I'll do whatever, but I won't, like, I'll support from that perspective, but it won't be, here's my money. Like, I still want to get a TV stand. I still want to get a bed. I still want to get this. I still want to get that. But it's like,
think about where you put your money.
Right.
Like more like away from Bigo. Like, start looking into investing your money. Have you started?
Man, I've been looking at that shit. Like,
have you actually done anything with it yet?
No. But my thing is doing research.
Don't try not to spend your money on other things that you don't need to spend your money on yet, including Bigo, unfortunately. But they're all Marco haters anyway. Until you actually start doing it. Like, I've got a little influx of money right now. And I'm not spending it like that. I'm not going ham. Like, I'm paying the bills that are coming up. But I'm not. But another thing I'm doing is I'm starting to transition into making sure that I pay the bills with my credit card as opposed to my debit card.
Well, that's one thing.
Because now that's going to start this is going to start a record on my credit card.
Right. Well, that's
as opposed to just a debit card.
That's one thing for me on Chime. Chime has a credit card that they look at and they have added to their system, but it's a prepaid credit card. But it shows as a credit card. So if I do, even on Bigo, in a sense, if I'm spending money...
Easy, Tiger.
What? Wait.
You're going to try to use Bigo as to build your credit score?
It has. I've watched it work. I spent mad money on my credit card because at the end of the month, they just send what you spent on that card. And they use it and they say, okay, he's paid.
You're like that old man that goes down to the jet strip. But baby, I'm up my credit score.
I really did, though.
But baby, all these from the credit strip... Baby, it's helping my credit score go up, baby.
But it
did. You understand? Sparkle's helping us buy a car, mama.
So this is the thing. You have everything that you do is a regular payment on whatever. I'm talking regular you put it on that. You put everything on that. So then that just builds the number. So if they see I spent $3,000 at the end of the month on everything, they look at that credit number and they're like, oh, he's got a credit card that's active that he's paying on time because it's already paid for. So it's not that I actively have to think, oh, let me go pay this payment. It's like, okay, that payment's already made. I did that on time. So that score is just shooting up. The payment's just going up, going up, going up, going up. And I have no, like, there is no negative in it. You know what I mean? Thanks for the taps. Appreciate you. There is no negative in it, though. You're looking at it and you're saying, like, yo, they're building my credit score. They're putting me back in a position to win while I actually have the income that I haven't had before. When that shit matches again, when I'm back on that balance level, that car outside goes away. I get a brand new car. Everything changes. But this time I'm not buying, I'm leasing. Like, there's so many things I've learned tangibly in my life over the last, like, 6-7 years of experience that's been, like, really, really important. That I've just been picking up as my life was shit, but I was picking it up the whole time. Like, all right, this is really important stuff. And now I can put it into action because I'm back in a position to do that. You know what I mean? But like I said, with something like Bigo, okay, yeah, I can use this and potentially with our podcast, something that I know works and something that's good that people are entertained by. This actually can be a platform that will help us launch it. And it may not just be in America. It may just be, damn, how do you have a fan base in Brazil? Why do y'all have fans in London? What do you mean you got fans in Ireland? Like, we can legitimately claim that now. You know what I'm saying? That's a legit statement, and it's not crazy to say. Like, I could get drops for every single one of those places if I wanted to from multiple people, and we could do a whole thing on the podcast. We love this. Right. Did you see me using that this week? Right. Hey, have a dream in New Orleans and fall in love in Chicago, man. And we can land in the motherland, camelback across the desert sand, and take a plane or train to Rome, Brazil. For real, wherever I go, she goes. Hey, that's my shit, man. Listen, that's mine. And talk about a record. When I found that shit this week again, I said, ooh, I forgot about Tokyo Paris. Wherever I go, she goes. You got pitch off. Wherever I go, she goes. All right, relax, Whitney. Calm down. All right, but do you have any good vibes, bad vibes, fuck yous, anythings?
Yeah, I gotta fuck you. Everybody who's been trying to run me off the road the last couple of days needs to fucking stop. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what switch got switched somewhere. I don't know if I'm in the middle of a GTA mission.
I'll turn it off.
And I'm an NPC on somebody else's fucking game or some shit. I don't fucking know. But everybody needs to chill the fuck out and stop trying to hit my fucking car.
Hey, cancel the order, man.
Like, literally.
I'll take
literally. Like, everybody's driving like fucking like. Not just Mercedes drivers anymore for some fucking reason. I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know if it's because y'all motherfuckers are allowed to go out again.
Yes.
Suddenly. But y'all are driving like y'all have never driven before. And that shit needs to stop. So fuck every one of y'all's.
I've seen that as well.
Fuck every one of y'all's.
Driving has been a whole fucking headache.
That's my fuck you.
I have no fuck yous this time.
Okay. You got any good vibes?
Yeah. Good vibes to everybody out there being productive, man. Everybody out there spending their money usefully and trying to be a better version of themselves from last year. Like, shouts to y'all. Shouts to everybody that's like doing something and trying to come out of this pandemic on the other side as a better version of you. As cliche and corny as that kind of shit sounds, like, I really mean that shit because I know how a lot of people have gone in a negative direction during this pandemic and they really had a struggle. And I've heard a lot of it and I've watched a lot of it and witnessed a lot of it from different people. And to the people that have, weathered the storm and came out on the other side with their heads up and, they're making progress, they're using their stimmies or whatever to build themselves back into a better position. Shouts to you, and keep paying attention, keep getting that money, keep getting those checks, and, make sure that when all this shit is done, you're just in a better spot and you're heading in a better direction and back to where you're supposed to be, including myself. Shouts to me, too, because I'm doing that. So, yeah, that's my good vibes.
Word. Shit, do I have any good vibes?
Probably not, because you're a dick.
Good vibes go out to... I had a good vibe going and seeing the sunset the other day.
It's always fun.
There's not a whole lot, I guess there's things to do, which is why people are driving like assholes. But, shouts to rediscovering shit or discovering shit that you never would have. So, as the pandemic is seemingly winding down, as everybody's getting those microchips implanted in their arms. Government. And if, let's say, the vaccines work, you know, and on mass scale and everybody's able to go back to normal. Don't go... Good vibes to those people who remember not to go back to 100% normal. Because what was normal didn't work for everybody. Mm-mm. And you got to figure out what works for you now in this new... and make this a new... Don't go gently into that new normal, into that dark night of the old normal.
What the hell are you saying?
Shouts to the people that have discovered something that they like now, have found a new vibe, have found new music, have found new things, and intend to and will work to carry those into the coming months and the coming, you know, years and stuff as we emerge from this lockdownness that we've been in for the last
bullshit
over a year.
Yeah.
You know, shouts to finding your sunsets. Shouts to finding your why.
J4, what up?
Good vibes to the people that have found their why and are gonna use that to continue into the new era that we're emerging into.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that much better than that. I mean, honestly, that's what I feel. You know, a lot of people have found talents and skills they didn't even know they had. I know people that can draw now. They can draw. I'm one of them people. I learned how to draw a little bit. Now, mind you,
I can tolerate you now.
We're same. Because before I could have hit you with a brick, but
get out.
It's my house.
Get out of my house.
This is my house.
Get off my futon.
This is not a futon. This is a
off.
couch. You are not at home. You about to get kicked out though. But nah. Yeah. Shouts to those people, man. Whoa, relax, calm down, Roman. Okay, my bad. All right, Brent. I'm gonna ask you a question. You ready for it? Where can they find you, Brent?
They can find me at Surreal469 on everything. SURREAL, the numbers 469 is where you go. I've been trying to upload some more stuff, some more wrestling content and stuff, but I fucking hate wrestling a lot of times. Every Sunday, though, there's a new long overdue movie review that's coming out. So you can go there and find that shit. And there'll probably be some more videos that pop up every once in a while once I get back 100% on my shit. Or you can go to Surreal200 on Instagram and make fun of me working out and my little water bottle as we try to sculpt this into something physically better.
Like this.
Nigga, never. Where can they find you?
You can find me at 1989 TRE on everything, including Bigo, except for YouTube because YouTube hates me. Also, as far as my personal projects and stuff that I'm working on, man, I have had the itch recently to get back in the studio, start writing music again. I felt that frustration that only inspires me to write. So I've had enough people annoy me recently that's hit me where I'm like, I think I got something. I think I can write something. And then I heard some old Busta Rhymes and some old Missy the other day, and I was like, damn, I haven't really made a project like this. And coming into the summer, I'm kind of feeling like, all right, maybe we could do something with a little bit of futuristic type.
Busta's, there was an album he did in like early 2000s with Break Your Neck on it that I really liked. Like of all his albums.
Oh yeah, that shit is fire.
That's the one that I really liked.
Them beats is crazy.
It had like
Missy,
it had an interest with Clive Davis leaving a voicemail.
Yeah.
Hey yo, Bus, keep it gutter, keep it grimy. One.
Right.
Clive Davis, y'all.
Yeah, Clive Davis out here killing it. But nah, that to me is like, you know, I have that itch again, you know, a little bit to. I wrote on my IG the other day, not allowed to say those up here, but I wrote on my IG the other day that you know, I've been wanting some new Trey music, and I realized I gotta write it.
That's how that works.
I gotta write and record it.
That's how that works. Yes.
So I need to produce it, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. So if you want to follow me in doing that, man, follow me on IG, follow me on the Tickety Talk, and yeah, I'll be up there dropping stuff all the time.
You are on TikTok a lot.
I am.
Actually, that's kind of been what's kind of been driving my Real 469 thing is I'm looking at my fucking timeline on YouTube and I'm like, there are days when I'm like, there's nothing to like. All this sucks. Like, there's no content here.
I agree.
Like, I guess I have to create the content I want to watch. Yep. There's no content here.
Big facts. That's a whole nother. You need to just put that down. Put that down as a whole topic. But where can they find us, Brent?
They can find us on our link tree above our head.
Oh, right here.
Linktree/GetHerePod, which has all our links on it. By the time you see this, I should have our SoundCloud link on
SoundCloud.
it. Yeah. And actually, by the time you see this, it might have all our episodes up to date.
Hey.
As I'm taping this, I have about half of them up right now.
Get them shits up, Brent. Stop slacking.
You might have the full ones up or everything up by the time. But we're on SoundCloud now.
We can stop
paying. We're on TikTok now.
We can stop paying them now.
No, we're still on Podbean. We're on all your favorite podcast, wherever you find your favorite podcast. You just find us. Look for How Did We Even Get Here, and you will find us on all your favorite podcast apps. If you're watching this on YouTube, all the links are down in the description. If you're listening to us and you want to find the YouTube link, tinyurl.com/getHereTube is where you go, because we don't have enough followers and watch time, etc., to get our own YouTube link. So it's got to be a tiny URL.
Dennis, what up?
/GetHereTube.
Yeah, man, that is a wrap. I believe. I think that was solid, good content. 2 very different episodes. But nonetheless, I think
we found our why.
I do. I agree. I think we really did.
And hopefully you found yours.
Lena, what up?
What's up, Lena?
Super fine, Wonder Woman. By the way,
I feel like everybody named Lena is destined to be fine.
She is fine. She is.
Lena Horne, Lena from a Different World, who was played by Jada Pinkett. Like, I feel like Lena's one of those low key names that like no one really thinks about, but then like when they think of a Lena that they know, they're like, she one of them. She one of them. Wonder Woman for sure. When I was watching that movie, I sent her a screenshot. I was like, why you on my TV screen? It's kind of like Brent.
I'm gonna show you afterward. No, it's not like Brent at all.
It's kind of like Brent. Like, it's a strong Brent.
Hit it.
How did we even get here? Cause I swear I don't recognize shit here.